Hey everyone, this is Dhruvin and I welcome you all to Geospatial Component Step by Step series. You are watching the first part of this series and in this session we will be talking about Geospatial Component in Power Apps. Now, before we get started, let's talk about the overall session agenda that we are going to cover throughout this entire session journey. I have divided this entire session series into 5 different parts. During the first part of the session, we will be talking about the prerequisites that we need to consider for geospatial component in Power Apps. After that, we will be adding geospatial component into Power Apps and talk about its different properties in detail. And at last, we will be adding different location on the map using geospatial component. Then, during the second part of the series, we will select any location on the map and add the pin for that location. Then during the third part of this series, we will be talking about the address input component with geospatial map in detail. During fourth and fifth part of this session series, we will be talking more about GeoJSON in detail. First of all, we will draw and insert different shapes onto our map. Then we will talk about how we can import different GeoJSON shapes into our map to show the specific boundary onto the map visualization. So this is the overall session agenda that I am going to cover throughout the 5 part of session series. So now let's get started with the first part where I am going to talk about how we can add the location onto map and talk about different properties for map and different prerequisites that we need to consider. So let's get started. First of all, we need to enable one preview feature for Geospatial. For that, open up make.powerapps.com. Then click on the setting gear and click on the admin center. Once you click on admin center, it will redirect you to Power Platform Admin Center. Once you open the Power Platform Admin Center, you are able to see all the available environment for your Power Platform. Now, here I want to enable this feature for my default environment, so I'm just clicking on my default environment from here. And now, over here, click on the setting gear. Now, once you click on setting gear, it will show the different options over here. Now, expand the product option from here. From here, click on features. Now, here you can see that the feature called Geospatial Services. Make sure that it is turned on. So let's say when it is turned off and when you click on turn on, it will open up a pop-up for terms of service. Click on I agree to terms and service and click on enable. And once you do that, at the bottom, click on the save option. I already enabled this feature, so save button is disabled for me at this moment. But make sure that this feature is activated. Now, second thing that we need to do here is open up your Power Apps. So here I have created one blank canvas app. Now from go to the file menu, go to the settings and go to the advanced settings. And now here search for the components and make sure that this feature is turned on. So these are the prerequisites that we need to consider before we get started for geospatial component. Now let's add geospatial component or map visual into our Power Apps. To add the map visual, go to the insert menu, then click on media and from there select maps. So this will add map component on your screen. Now let me just increase the size for my map visual. And now let me talk about the different properties for my map. So I just selected this map visual and now from here we can check the different properties. So the first property is location items where we need to provide our location information in form of a table like latitude, longitude, location name and other properties that we wanted to have. Then second is field property. So this is basically useful, like whenever we hover over on any location it will show the detailed information from this field section. Then we have some another important property, that is default location. So let's say I wanted to have some default location when the map is loaded for the first time, then let's turn it on and these are the default locations, latitude, longitude value. So we need to make changes based on our requirement. So I'm just turn it off at this moment because I do not want to show any default location over here. Then there is a property called show current location. So let's say when you turn it on, what happen here is current locations, latitude and longitude information is shown onto the map over here. So let's turn it off at this moment. Then there is an option called satellite view. Now at this moment the map is looking like this. Now let's say if I want to change the satellite view, just turn it on, so we can be able to see the satellite view for the same map. Then there are properties called cluster pins. Now cluster pins means, let's say for an example, you have 15 locations onto your map, and let's say two locations are very near to each other. So at that time that two locations are clubbed together as a cluster pin, and when we click on that, two pins are separated and we are able to see the separate location over there. So this is very important property. Zoom control is something like, let's say here we are able to see the different options. Now let's say if we turn it off, we would be able to turn off the zoom options from the map. So you can see that two properties has been visible, invisible from here. So let's turn it on. So we will able to see these two options. Compass control. So option is called as a compass control. So if we want to turn it off, just simply toggle this option. Pitch control. So let's say if you want to maintain the pitch on your map, you can use this option. Once you turn it off, this option will be gone from here. Now let me just play this thing and play different workaround over here. So this map component is something which is easily draggable over here using the mouse pointer. Now you can simply scroll down, zoom in and zoom out using this option, or you can simply use this plus and minus option as well from here, right? Similar way you can use this compass property to change the different direction for your map. So based on your requirement you can rotate your map using this property, and here is an pitch option. Let's say when you click on this pitch option and when you select up and down arrow, so the pitch of the map will be changed. So here I am changing the pitch, and here you can see that the pitch of the map is being changed. Here is a down arrow and up arrow. Just use this option over here. So this is how the overall map component is looking like. Now there are other two properties called show shapes and show shape labels. So these are the property, like let's say for an example, if we want to show any shapes that we are going to add onto the map, at that time turn it on. So whatever the property that has been configured into shape items, that will not visible to the end user. And similar way, if we have configured any shape labels and if we do not want to show this option from map, just turn it off. Similar way, there are two other properties, that is shape drawing and shape editing deleting. So let's say for an example, when you turn it on, both the properties, you are able to draw different shapes on your map like this. We will be talking more about this during fourth and fifth part of this session series. So these are the overall property idea that I have talked about onto the maps. Now let's add different location onto our map. Now for that I am going to use Excel as data source at this moment. Now let me talk more about the data source in detail here, and then we will add those location onto our maps. So here I have opened my Excel data source where I have information about the different location with its longitude, latitude, color, icon and open time information. So here you can see that I simply add different location on my daily routine, like my office location, my home location, garden, hospital and temple location. I provided its latitude and longitude information with its color. Now let's say I want to add specific icon for each individual location. So I have added different icon names over here. Now you have a question about what do we mean by this icon name. So Microsoft has provided some official documentation related different symbol icon over here. So I simply copy this icon name from here and paste it to my spreadsheet. Now let's say I wanted to show marker or car icon for my home. So I simply copy this car and paste it to my spreadsheet. So based on your requirement, you can choose different icon from the provided link. I have provided this link into the description box. So check it from there and add your favorite icon using these properties. Once we add all of this location, we need to do one more important task. You simply need to select your table like this, and you just need to go to the home menu and format that as a table. Once you add that as a table, you are able to see the table name over here. The table name is table data 34, right? So I just make that as a table so that Power Apps can detect that table when we upload that spreadsheet over there. Now let's go to the Power Apps and upload that file over here. So go to the data option from here, click on add data and search for the Excel connector. Click on import from Excel. Let's upload our Excel spreadsheet. And here you can see the same table has been detected from the Excel. Select that table and click on connect. So I connected my data source over here. Now select your map visualization and add the location. So basically I just wanted to add test data as my location item, and here you can see that 5 different location has been added because the reason is that cluster pin option has been enabled over here. Now go to the advanced property and let's configure different properties over there. So click on advanced, and now here we have different properties that we need to configure. So first property is item labels. So basically we just simply need to click on that, and basically we just need to provide it test data 34 dot. We need to provide its name as a label name. So let's provide that. Similar way, let's provide latitude and longitude information. So test data 34 dot latitude. Similar way, we need to provide longitude. So let's click on that and provide test data 34 dot longitude. Scroll down a little bit. Then we have a property item colors. So let's provide test data 34 dot color property. Then we have item icons. So let's provide test data 34 dot icons. So you can see that the icon has been changed here, right? Now let's run that and check all the locations over here. So here you can see that there is a map for United States, and now you can see the home location with car icon, because as per my data spreadsheet, my home is represented with the car icon, right? Now let's say for an example, this is the cluster icon and I'm clicking on that, and here you can see that there is a separate location for my office and garden over here. Now let's just scroll down a little bit, and now let's click on these two options. Just click on that, and here temple and hospital information, right? Now let's say I wanted to have some functionality, like whenever I'm hover on any of this particular pinned thing from the map, it will show me its opening time as well, because this has already added with open time information. For that, what we need to do here is go to the property option, and now here is the field option. So let's select the different field over here. So basically I'm just adding name and open time information from here, and then what we need to do here is we simply need to scroll down a little bit from here, and here we have an option called show info card, and from here just select on hover. So whenever we hover on any of the pin, it will show that information. So let's say here is my home information, and when I hover over it, it will show its open time as well as its name information, right? So this is really very cool. And similar way, let's say whenever we expand this option from here, what happen here is we are also getting the detailed information about the temple as well as hospital from here, right? So this is really cool and really amazing. So hope now you have got a clear idea that how we can add different location onto our map. Now let's have the same representation in a second form. Like I want to display all the location on the left hand side, and whenever the user select any location, it will display that location onto the map. So how we can achieve that requirement? Let's talk about that thing in detail over here. For that, let's add a new screen. Go to the home and let's add one blank screen. Now let's add one gallery control. Go to the insert and from here let's select gallery. I am adding this vertical gallery. And now let's provide our source as test data. Now let's configure its property. So basically here I just wanted to show the name of this particular location. So I'm selecting this item dot name, and now here I just wanted to show this item dot open time, right? And I just wanted to remove sample image from here. So I'm just removing this image from here, and now it is throwing me some error. So let's edit that and remove these different properties. So I'm just removing this property. Still edit here and remove this property, and now just open up this title thing and let's provide its width. So let's say at this moment width is 0. Let's provide it 250 as width. So it will looking like this, and the gallery control has been prepared here. Now I wanted to show the map based on the selection of gallery control, and now for that I will add one map visualization over here. So go to the insert, go to the media, and then select the map. So I'm selecting map from there and setting that map properly over here. And now let's go to the advanced property, where we need to configure different property. So the first property that we need to configure here is items property. Select the item properties and provide the value. So the value will be gallery1 dot selected. So let's provide that gallery1 dot selected, right? Then item label. So item label is something which is gallery's label information. So let's select gallery1 dot all items dot name property. Similar way, we need to select item latitude. So we need to select gallery 1 dot all items dot latitude. Similar way, longitude gallery 1 dot all items dot longitude. Then we need to configure shape properties as well. So here we have item icons. So let's configure gallery 1 dot all items dot icon. Right now let's run this thing and let's check the different thing over here. So let's say I want to see my home from here. So I am able to see my home over here. Similar way, let's open up office and let's click on that. So it will show the office location to me over here. Similar way, let's say I just wanted to show the hospital, so it will show hospital, and similar way on temple, it will open up the temple location over here onto this map like this, right? So this is how we can display all the location over here on the left hand side. On the right hand side we are able to see the preview for that location, and here also you can also enable the info tips as well based on your requirement, right? So this is the another way to display the different locations onto the map. Hope this is clear for you now. Now, in the next session, we are going to select any specific location from the map by just clicking on that, and we will get its latitude and longitude property and store it to SharePoint and display that location onto another map. We will be talking more about that thing into our next part of this session series. So stay tuned to my next part. If you are for the first time to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and press the bell notification to never miss any updates from my channel. If you are looking for any consultancy, here is a website. Please do visit that. If you are interested to listen different Power Platform related podcast, just click on this particular link. This will be redirecting you to this page. From here, you can listen your favorite Power Platform podcast on your favorite podcast platform like Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and much more. Also, if you are interested for different Power Platform learning on Instagram, click on this particular link. This will be redirecting you to my Instagram homepage. From here, you can listen different Power Platform concepts on Instagram. Also, if you are interested for different short videos related Power Platform, here is a separate channel called Digital Dhruvin. Subscribe that channel and show your love over there as well. This is Dhruvin signing off. See you in the next session. Have a great day. Goodbye.